Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Morning, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, Ian. No hangover this morning.
No, I only had 3 beers.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Sensible.
yeah, yeah.
Has your footy season finished now? You've done ours?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've got a friendly tomorrow. Um, Put some breaking news on my Sunday team I'm now the first team manager, basically. So I've gone from assistant. I've been doing assistant manager for like 7 years for my son's team, and then obviously last season with the first team, and now I've stepped up. So
Like Roy Evans.
it's down to me now. Yeah. I
Yeah.
went to my first league meeting on when was it? Thursday night at the DW, as I still call it,
Wigan.
stadium. Yeah, yeah. Talking about what league we're going to go in, and we're basically we've only kept about 4 or 5 players from last season.
Mm.
So a lot of the players are only 17, 18, 19 years old. So hoping if there's 5 divisions, I'm hoping they're going to put us in like the 4th or 5th division.
Yeah, so you can build.
Exactly. Have a season, try and get out of that league, and then see how we get on. So.
Yeah. I was going to ask you how many tiers it is. Is it 4 or 5 divisions what you're in?
Well, the league we were in last season, people say, "Oh, Sunday League shit." Da, da, da. It's fucking not, mate. Trust me. We played in the Warrington League last season. Only 9 teams, but it was the Premier League basically of Sunday League round here.
Yeah.
Some of the standard of players is just unreal, mate. You're playing
Yeah.
against lads who play semi-pro North West Counties on a Saturday, and then you play with the mates on a Sunday. You just can't compete with that, like
Yeah.
But
That's the challenge, isn't it?
it is, mate. So. I've got a load of things in my head which I want to say tomorrow morning. And when I get in the change rooms, I'll probably forget. But it's going to be a mixture of Warnock slash Pet. So yeah,
Have you been practicing your speech? Have you? Have you
it's
been
just
playing at home?
yeah, just a few things like. But I watch that bunch of amateurs every Sunday, which is the Dorking Wanderers thing.
Mhm.
He's took them from. I'm not saying I'm going to do this, by the way. He's took them from the Park leagues up to obviously the National League last season. And dropped back down to Conference South, but they got to playoffs and got beat in the playoffs. But you know, some of his team talks are unreal. He wants it constantly wants to play forward, which I love that. And no
Yeah.
fanning around at the back.
Yeah.
In his philosophy is they can't score when it's down the other end of the pitch, like so. I like that. It's going to be my talk tomorrow, but
Yeah, that's what we think on the pod, isn't it? We hate teams overplaying. So I think modern fans do now. That's probably one of the things of the Premiership the last couple of seasons. You go and watch a lower league game, like we went to watch Joel when he was refereeing the other week of final. I never thought I'd go to watch a referee before, but we ended up going to watch Joel because obviously he's a friend of
yeah,
the pod. It was cracking. It was cracking.
yeah,
You said Everton was forward. There was 50-50s all over the pitch, but it wasn't dirty or not. It was just a
no,
competitive game. I think you watch a lot of Premiership games now, and there's no competitive edge. I watched the match of the night, and the referee blew up twice where players just touched into each other. The ball got played, and he tried
yeah,
to aim, and a good player touched him. The referee blew twice just for touching. I thought, come on, you can't be doing that. That's
yeah.
isn't it?
You good thing about non-league is at the level I watch anyway. You can just like crunching tackles. You can have a beer if you want. Talk to the players after the game. I love it, mate. So
Yeah, cracking it. Well, let's talk music. We've got a little bit of music to go through today. So I
yeah, yeah.
things on my pad. So do you want me to reel them off, or do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, yeah. No, reel them off, mate. Yeah,
The bands were jotted down, which you'd mentioned to me on the group chat. So
yeah,
your boys, Scal, I think you mentioned first, didn't you? Tell us a little bit about them.
yeah. So Scal, I've known Evan, the lead singer, for God, must be coming up 7 or 8 years. He was just always a solo artist, and then he always wanted to get a band. And then Riverstone were going, and basically the lead singer left, and then basically because they're all from the same town, Ev slotted in to be the lead singer of Scal, so they've changed the name from Riverstone to Scal. Um, I'm technically their manager, but I just help them out. Really, I don't really call myself a manager as such. It's just help them out with gigs and that sort of thing. But since they've been going, they've played some really good gigs. They've got a gig a couple of weeks' time at Cash, which you know about in Frodsham, June the 5th. So that's always free entry. And again, another band we talked about, Brad Hunter and his band, they're playing. I'm really looking forward to that one. It's always a busy one when Scal turn up because the Winsford lot do bring a lot of heads because it's free entry, so there's no like, oh, I can't afford a ticket or not bought a ticket, but all that bollocks. No one no one can use that line because it's just free. So
Yeah.
that'd be good.
How long have they been going for then, Scally?
A couple of years now, probably. This is their second summer, really. And saying that, we've got a gig next weekend at Warrington Music Festival, which is in the Golden Square of Warrington. Whenever you ever worked in Warrington or in your banking days, but there's a lot of local bands playing, and there's 2 stages, so that's a free entry one next Saturday. I think Scala on at 8 o'clock at Warrington Festival, so that'd be good. There's bands like Parlours, Chicken Man and the Bad Eggs, Zen Baseball Bat, Olivia Booth, people like that who've all played for me over the years. So yeah, should be a good lineup, should be good.
Yeah. So are they looking for a record label now, Scala? Is that what?
Yeah. So basically,
you try and gig as much as possible, and hopefully someone watches you, sees you. And...
Yeah. So we've got I think a couple of singles ready to go in the bag. We record them at Aloe Sounds, which is a good friend of mine, John Tringen. He's the most happiest man alive. He still owes me about 4 crates of lager, but the amount of bands I've sent to him over the years, he'll say, "Oh no, I found them myself." Like, fuck off, mate. You fucking he just looked at our social media and said, "I'll pit them ones." But no, Crawlers have recorded there. Loads of other good bands have recorded there. So give him a shout out. But yeah, just basically waiting really. And they're playing a big gig in July over in Gibraltar, which a big shout out to Wayne from Future Sounds, because he lives in Gibraltar, but he's obviously British, and his son's band from Gibraltar come over to Liverpool and playing Liverpool, Leeds, Manchester, hopefully in October. You'll have to come and see them. They're really good. They're called Cedar. So I'm chatting with Wayne this weekend to sort open out, but yeah, they're playing their first gig abroad in July, so all paid for by Wayne and his company, so that's very kind of him. So yeah, that's about it really, mate. Yeah, I've got a couple more gigs to announce, but yeah, the main ones are Warrington Festival 31st and then Cash 22 on the 5th. Both free entry, by the way. So
I like it. Great.
Good.
Exciting. Well, that was the band number 1, wasn't it? We're going to go with 3 bands, I think, I've only had this week. So yeah, good luck to Scal doing their gig as well. Hopefully you get the singles out and get them out.
Yeah, really good live. If you like Fontaine's DC, Kasabian, that sort of vibe. Really good, mate. Very energetic on stage. So
spot on. It. So good band recommendation number 1. Number 2, what we had down, again, listen to these as I always do.
Yeah.
Cracking as well for a young band. I think, well, I thought they were young anyway. Unit 17, tell me about them.
Yeah, so they're from just down the road from Scal in Nantwich, but it turns out they're all at different unis. So when they played for us in Liverpool last week, I mean, they brought a fair few people, but it basically said all the mates are at different unis across the UK. So said when they play in the summer, which we've sorted a gig out in winter, July 26th, which will be a ticketed one, but they're going to be playing there, so that'll be good. But yeah, no, they're a really good band. I like the lead singer's voice. He reminds me of like Tim Burgess from the Charlatans, or a band from Manchester called Alfie. You may not have heard of them; they're a bit obscure, but I went to watch their last gig, and the geezer from Elbow was stood next to me. I had a chat with him, so that was good. But no, really good band. They're playing in Manchester on June the 7th for This Feeling, which originally was offered to Scal, but they couldn't make it because someone was away. So I said, "Can we get Unit 17 on it?" So that's in off the square, Manchester 7th of June. So that should be good. But they played obviously originals, but they played like a couple of covers. They played Franz Ferdinand, "Take Me Out," which I thought that sounded really good. And I got the crowd going, and they also played Sam Fender as well. So 2 of my favourites there. But no, good band, good young band. Hopefully, I'll be doing some more stuff for them across the summer, mate, and see how they get on.
Yeah, I listened to a few of the songs, as I always do, and I thought some of them were cracking, for a free band as well. As good you said, really good voice, and one or two really good songs as well. So yeah, brilliant choice. Young, hopefully loads of growth for them, isn't he?
Well, I was speaking to a singer from Crew who's not just down the road from them. Ollie NG, his name is. I said, "Oh, you should get Unit 17 to support." He said, "So in his words, they'll be playing arenas in a couple of years' time." Yeah. So, which would be great to see, like,
they seem to have obviously good sounds, good tracks, good image as well, isn't it? They seem to have an image for it as well, don't they?
Yeah.
You look like
very much like a Charlatans, obviously from Norwich. So yeah, it should be good watching them see how they get on, mate.
Yeah, cracking choice. And then the last band to circle back to was the Molotovs.
Yeah, so I did just announced a bit of a mini UK tour yesterday. Um, but every time I see him online, they're just flying. They're doing so good. Like, and you know, what I didn't realize from our last conversation is actually brother and sister. I don't know if I told you that. So it's a bit like a White Stripes thing. You obviously Jack White and his sister, can't remember her name, but they've just announced a tour. They're playing at two cracking venues within driving distance from us. They're playing at Deaf Institute on the 18th, which in Manchester, which is an awesome venue because
Yeah.
you walk in and then the stage is quite high up, so everyone gets a good view of the band.
Mm.
So hopefully, might go to that one, and then on football. My wife's taken over by football. Or they're playing at the Arc in Liverpool, which is I think down in the Baltic, which is on the 19th of June. In fact, Scala playing there on the 20th actually. I mentioned that with a new promoter from Liverpool. So yeah, no, definitely go and check them out if you can. I'm hopefully going to watch them. I like the Deaf Institute, but it's just Liverpool's easier to get to, isn't it, from our neck of the woods? So yeah, they've only got one single out, but hopefully we'll be getting out some more pretty soon.
Yeah, I liked when you mentioned them, and I clicked on them on the Instagram account. Obviously, listen to the song as well, but look at them. I love some of the promotional work they do, where they just rock up in different places, get all the kit out, and then you can see all the crowds gathering and doing videos. And I thought, like we spoke about, haven't we? That's a good way to promote yourself, isn't it? And really,
Yeah,
really
exactly.
push on.
I just wish more bands would be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, like some bands just get a van, and just go tour around Britain. I love that. I think more
yeah,
bands should do it. But excuse me, the a lot of bands just think that something will come to them. That they've got to go out there and
yeah,
do good things really. So
yeah. You've got to get your name out as much as possible, haven't you? I think
yeah,
when you
I
look.
just I listened to some new tunes last night because a lot of bands bring out tunes on a Friday. But a band from Liverpool called the Col and Iain, I don't know if we've mentioned them in the past, but they brought a new tune out yesterday called "I Don't Care." But they're very much like the Lars, if you like that sort of Scouse, Mersey, whatever, not Mersey beat, but you know what I mean, that sort of vibe. Like, so there's two brothers in the band, and one of the lads, his dad is in the Real People. So I saw them twice. They played with Scal last year, and then they supported Louis Berry in Manchester a few months back. So definitely one to watch as well, mate. The Colognes. So yeah, give them a listen
Love that.
when you get a shout. But yeah, there's another one actually. He's playing. Oh, got played at Radio One's Radio One yesterday. The Lags from Liverpool. They've got a tune out called Ready to Go. They got played on Radio One as part of the weekend thing. So yeah, no, it's so much good music about, mate. It's just got to search for it really and get involved. So
Yeah, well, you're the man with the finger on the pulse. So loads of good stuff there this week. Cheers, Ian.